Hey, welcome back to my channel. Let's get into this new build. In this video, I had gotten a book from, this one either came from Dollar Tree or the Goodwill, I'm not sure. I don't remember, I just get them and stack them up and then I use them. But I'm making a book nook for Halloween out of this book. And right now I am working on getting the pages connected to where I want the book to stay open. And I am just using a very long brad. Some books I need the longer brads, and then I just trim them down. But I just use my crocodile, and I punch a hole in the cover, and then I will make a little mark, and then punch out the pages. And I picked up a 12 by 12 wooden board, and I'm painting it brown, and it fits the book better because this is a deep book. And then because I'm using a book that is a cookbook, there really wasn't anything nice to really have open. So I just found the entry to another chapter, which was just red or burgundy color. And that's why I'm using the book open on the burgundy color, because then I can add whatever I want to make the little room that I'm working on. Now that my board is dry, I'm placing the book on there, and then I'm going to glue. I'm going to lift the book up, and I probably didn't get that on video, but I will be gluing along the bottom of the book and then placing it down to get it secured on the wood. And some Dollar Trees sell these real long 1/4-inch skewer sticks, and that is what I'm going to use to cut as dowel bars, because I'm going to do a little cupola across the top of the book. And right now I'm using probably a 1/2-inch dowel bar for my corner, but then I'm going to use the smaller 1/4-inch dowel bars to go on top. And then I'm just using my miter snips to cut these. And I'm just using the Tim Holtz ink to stain my skewer sticks. Sometimes that's easier to use that with the applicator than it is to try to paint them. Okay, I've placed the larger dowel bar in the center where I want to have everything meet, and then I'm gluing it to the top of the book. When I was filming this, I didn't realize I was down so low on the camera, but I do have the pergola all put together on top, and now I'm just gluing random areas with some peat moss, and that will be the top of the book nook. Now I'm working on a bookshelf to cover up the picture of the beet on the book. So I'm just using extra large popsicle sticks, and I'm not sure if I got those at Dollar Tree or Hobby Lobby, or it could have been Walmart, but I have different sizes. I think these are like 1 inch wide. And I'm just using the same snips to cut the popsicle sticks. These work really well. Now I cut a piece of cardboard to fit the back of the bookcase, and then I just took a piece of random scrapbook paper that I have, and I glued that to it for the background. I also used a little bit wider popsicle stick, and I cut a very top piece, and that's what I have clipped up on the top, and it's gluing right now, so it looks like the very, very top of the bookcase. And I'm just gluing my little shelves in, and then I'll paint it. Okay, while this bookshelf dries, I need to work on a cauldron. And I found this little K-cup, and I'm going to cut some cardboard to kind of round out the sides, and we're going to just glue a bunch of pieces all the way around, and then we will wrap something around that to form a cauldron. Off camera, I glued the rest of those on, so they're drying right now. And the bookshelf is dry, so now we're going to paint it. And I just chose like a reddish brown color to kind of go with the paper that I had used on the back of the bookshelf. And I'm just going to do a quick paint job, nothing fancy. Just, it's a Halloween scene. We're not looking for perfection. We're just looking for a little color. Okay, while I let this bookshelf dry, I'm going to work on a witch's broom. And I took the bottom off of a flower pick for the handle. And now I'm just cutting little 2-inch pieces of jute and gluing them around the bottom Okay, now that the bookshelf is dry, I'm going to lay my book nook on its side, and I want to get that bookshelf placed over top of that picture and the name Beat, so it just looks like a bare wall behind, around the bookshelf. And I'm just gluing it on there, and then I will glue the legs. I also will add some deer moss around the bookshelf too while I have it laying down there and gluing and waiting for everything to dry. Now I can add some items to the bookshelf. I have some little books and little bottles, and I do have a little wooden mushroom too that I had out. And I'm just going to place them on the shelf. That's my little mushroom. And of course I had to drop it with the glue being wet. Off camera, I wrapped most of this because it was time consuming. And now I've got to the bottom, and we're just going to finish it up a little bit more. And then I'm just going to I'm going to punch out a 1-inch circle and then just glue it to completely seal the very bottom of the jute that I'm using. And I will paint this off camera and let it dry, and we will work on putting a window on the other side of the book nook. Okay, I found this Halloween picture of a decoration of someone's porch in a book, and I'm using it, and I'm going to take a window that I got from Temu, and I'm just going to find a place where I want to glue this on here so I can just see a scenery in the back of the window. Okay, for this window, I have some black creepy cloth, and we're going to just do a little window curtain with the creepy cloth because this is Halloween. So once I get this opened up, I will cut a piece. Okay, now that I have the window put in, this is what it looks like. And I have glued some peat moss over the flowers on the bottom and some greenery up on both sides of just old pieces of green pick. And I'm putting my lights up into the cupola area. I'm not gluing anything, I'm just kind of weaving it back and forth because I can remove those if I want to remove them and use them for another display at that time. Okay, now while I'm looking for my pumpkins, you can see how much I've got on this. I've added a little plant in the corner, which actually was an aquarium plant that they had on sale for 25 cents. And I want to add a spider web. So I got my little pad that nothing sticks to, and I am gluing a spider web, and I want to put that in the one corner of the book nook. And I don't have any spiders, so I'm going to have to go searching for some spiders somewhere. I'm not sure. Hobby Lobby should sell some. But I'm going to let this dry now, and we will move on to the next project. Okay, like I said, I had painted the cauldron off camera. It's dry now. I just have some of these styrofoam little flower things. I'm adding a little bit of cotton in there. It makes it look like it's the steam, when you're boiling something. And then I'll just add some of these little round styrofoam balls that were on a pick, and I'll just glue them randomly everywhere. It kind of looks like bubbles or something that's flowing over. I did find my pumpkins. See, right there I have my pumpkins, and we will be putting those into the scenery also. There's still a lot more stuff I would like to add to this. I just have to go to the store and get it because I don't, as I was building this, I didn't have plans, but now I need to go get some twigs to put under my fire in my cauldron, glue those in. I need to get some more skeletons, those little skeletons that Dollar General sells, to make a little witch to go with this. Maybe put a little stand under the window. I did cut another bottom of a flower pick, and I'm using that as the stick in the cauldron to stir it. So there's going to be a lot more added to this that will not be in the finished product at the end, but I will show it lit up. And I hope this gives you all kinds of inspiration to build a little book nook with your children. And I did add the spider web. I found a skull and bones, and I'm adding it to the little jar that's on top of the bookshelf that you can't see. And I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, I went through my odds and ends of items from Temu, and I had that ball or the skull and the bones that I thought would look perfect on that little jar. Now you can see it. But then I will show you what it looks like lit up. And thank you for all the subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed, click the subscribe button. It helps me out. And I hope this gives you inspiration to build something for Halloween. Thank you for watching.